All right, welcome back. Let's get into answering some questions, shall we? Hi, Frater. I really love your content, and I've followed your channel since 2016. I'm into spirituality since 2012. I'm fascinated by it, but if I'm honest with myself, nothing really worked for me and made a lot of problems and crises. I'm currently thinking to quit all the spiritual stuff after 10 years of studying, practicing, and struggling. I really do not understand why all this spiritual knowledge works for a lot of people, but for some it does not work, even if you believe in it and trust your mentors. Do you have any idea? Are we meant for another path? I hope you can respond. Keep up your great work and best wishes. Well, going by what you've written, vagueness. And what I mean by that is you keep using the words spiritual and spirituality over and over again. You're into spirituality, but spirituality is an all-encompassing term for a lot of different beliefs and faiths, not all of which work or play well together. And there is a big difference between spiritual knowledge and magical knowledge. Now, the two can coincide, but they are very different things. And saying that you're having trouble with spirituality and all the spiritual stuff isn't being very precise. I wouldn't be able to tell exactly what you're having difficulty with, which part, what exact beliefs are you holding. So right now, to me, the issue that you're having is more a matter of specifics. Practically all religion is encompassed in spirituality, and they don't typically see eye to eye on things. So I suspect that spirituality to you is a hodgepodge mix of different beliefs that may not go well together. So you really need to narrow it down and define your spirituality, because a collection of contradictory spiritual beliefs are not going to work well for people. So that would be the first advice I would give, is to define your spirituality. And if that includes magic, you need to define that as well, because there's many groups with different belief systems practicing magic. There are different magical systems. I suspect you just need a sharper focus. You probably have a strong Pisces placement in your birth chart, meaning your rising sign is Pisces or your sun or moon is Pisces, because Pisces is the most spiritual sign. Pisces gravitates towards spirituality, but Pisces is also quite wishy-washy. We want all the spiritual things. But the problem with being wishy-washy like that is you end up being the Piscean fish. Two fish with their tails tied together, one swimming up, one swimming down, never getting anywhere. A tendency to give up right before you complete something or have a breakthrough is also a Piscean characteristic. It's the Eight of Cups in the tarot deck, walking away just before finishing and completing the task. So my advice to you and any other strong Piscean people out there is to sharpen your focus and specialize. Specialize your spirituality. When Pisces is able to focus on something instead of everything, that's when things get done. Okay? And thanks for the question. Frater X, I've been marathoning the mystery school and generally find your perspective enlightening. But lately I've come across some problems with some of your teachings. As I look at the current group of friends that I have, I realize that I have led a charmed, if relatively uneventful life, whereas many of my friends have faced challenges that leave me wondering how they survived. I've got a guy friend who was beaten frequently by his father as a child, a lady friend whose first child is a product of rape. Thankfully, he was a great kid and now an excellent youth. And one person whose secret is so awful I'd die a slow, painful death before uttering it. I was told in confidence, so it's not my secret to share, but it is really horrible. How can I tell these people that their minds manifest their reality when they have experienced such terrible things, yet were too young to have brought this on themselves? Well, this reality is a co-creation between your manifestations and the other people in this world's manifestations. You are not the only one manifesting your reality. Because remember, if you're not controlling the manifestation of your reality, others will control it for you. Unless you believe that everyone in the world is an NPC to your manifestations, in which case all of you would be my NPCs. because I'm the only one that I'm 100% sure of who has had a first-person experience. And believe me when I tell you that there are a lot of people who do believe that, mainly people at the top. And that's why they have no issue or qualms about doing the horrible and terrible things that they do to people in the world. What does it all matter? They're just NPCs to my reality. And so that belief is a slippery slope. So first off, it's not just them manifesting their reality. It's other people as well, although they are the primary ones. Now, what you're really asking is why bad things happen to good people. And in the examples that you gave, they all seem to be pretty young. These things happened to them when they were kids. Far too young to be able to control their manifestations and their reality. In fact, kids tend to be frightened a lot, and you get what you focus on. But I don't want that to be misconstrued as me saying it's their fault. It's not their fault. There is evil and darkness in this world. And when you shine brightly, it moves quickly to try to snuff that light out. You may have heard the saying, the tallest blade of grass gets cut first. Evil will coordinate with itself to try to ruin the best and brightest among us at an early age. I know this because I was one of them, and it practically flat out told me as much. All the trials that I had to go through has completely reshaped who I was to start. And as horrible as it is, sometimes we have to go through these things to mold us into who we become. I certainly wouldn't be talking to you or doing this now had I not gone through all of that. My life would have been much different and not necessarily better. I mean, it's said that we're all here to learn lessons, and some of those lessons are pretty rough. And there are some who say that your karmic debt carries over from one incarnation to the next. Now, I can't substantiate that. All I know for sure is that when you shine bright early on, then the darkness will try to come for you, which isn't their fault at all, and that this world is a world of duality, and you cannot have duality unless occasionally bad things happen to good people. It sucks, but again, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now had the bad things not happened to me. The darkness doesn't win when we become beacons of light for other people. Bro, thank whatever demon screwed you over for us to have this. That demon set in motion more of God's work than I have ever continuously had synchronicities with. Yeah, you see how this comment synchronized with the last one? See, I've talked about it before. He remembered. The voice quality from your first videos to this is insane. Be blessed, brother. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But let's not discount the microphone entirely. I wasn't using a professional microphone when I started, nor did I do all the editing and filters and noise reduction and everything else that I do now. So that will lend itself a little to the quality and possibly even tone. But yes, after the sinus surgery, my voice did change quite a bit. All right, I think we got time for one more. This one, I guess, is a testimonial. Dear Frater, I am pleased to have finally made a big gain with Magick. On September 1st, I did the money candle spell found in your program to have my credit card fully paid off, but I added to it. In addition to the candle and paper bag, I dressed the candle in money oil. I placed a glass of rum next to it, the tarot cards, the Empress and Wheel of Fortune next to it. And the day before, I charged the candle by literally running around my apartment, visualizing my card statement being minus $100 and listening to Castle Pandemonium Anniversary Edition for 15 minutes. I'm not kidding. I picked that song because it represents victory for me. If you played Final Fantasy II, it's the last stage before the final boss, where the heroes have overcame all their previous difficulties to finally rid the world of evil once more. Then I burned a candle on a waxing moon, Thursday during the hour of Venus. I also wore a blue shirt and a blue hat all day long. Now, September 19th, I received an email from the college I dropped out of from about a year ago stating that they are now going to refund me my tuition for the semester I paid for, but never started. A check of $3,910.50. This is extremely unexpected, as I was told that I wouldn't be refunded when I was quitting. Thank you, thank you, thank you with all my heart. And you are most welcome. Congratulations, and be sure to pay off that card with the money, as you had willed to do so. That's the most important thing. You did everything else that I talked about to get the success, and now that you've gotten it, you need to make sure that you do with it what you intended. And if you also want to have success with candle magic, the Fire and Water program will be 20% off right now through this video only. Fire and Water is the program that's going to show you how to use the elements to manifest your goals. From simple candle magic to ritual baths and everything in between, this program is going to cover it all. Now, most people involved in magic are familiar with candle magic and how effective it can be. But how many of you are using the element of water to achieve your goals, which is arguably easier and even more effective? I'm going to show you how to program your drinking water, how to bless your food and drink, how to use soap and water to get rid of problems in your life, how to take a ritual bath, how to rid yourself of enemies, everything about candle magic including color correspondences, how to use blood magic to supercharge your rituals, and a whole lot more. I know a lot of people overlook this program. It has some of the best magic that I personally use on a consistent basis within it. If you don't have it yet, then you're missing out. You can get Fire and Water and other Mind and Magic programs over at mindandmagic.com today. I want to take a moment to personally thank the top tier patrons at Patreon and Subscribestar, whose generosity fuels this channel and these videos. Ahmad Rashid, Andrew Baucamp, Bardan, Howard Wolf, Jay Dodge, Yadiva Montalegre, Jeff Montes, Joseph Gurman, Justin Sanders, Liam Niedrich Jr., Matthew Delagarza, Nick Giacara, Rafik Kanovic, Starseed Brian, Justin Mai, Kevin Johnson, and a few others who don't wish to be named, but know who they are. Thank you so much for your support and contributions. I want to thank you all for listening and sending in your questions, and I'll see you soon. Take care.